While I'm building this website in the background, I wanted to take a minute to talk about how web hosting actually works, especially if you're setting up a small business website, a blog, or really any kind of site. I know hosting can sound kind of technical, and if you've never built a website before, it's one of those things that can feel overwhelming at first. But once you understand the basics, it's honestly pretty simple. So the easiest way to think about web hosting is like renting space on the internet. Every website, no matter how big or small, needs a place to live. All your pages, your pictures, your text, even your design, it all needs to be stored somewhere so people can actually visit your site. That's what a hosting company does. They give you space on their servers, which are just powerful computers that stay online all the time, and that's where all your website's files live. When someone types in your website address, which is called your domain name, their browser connects to your hosting company's servers, grabs all your website files, and displays your site on their screen. The hosting company's job is to make sure your site loads quickly, stays online, and doesn't crash if a bunch of people visit at the same time. That's why picking the right hosting company actually matters a lot. Some companies offer dirt cheap hosting, but they cram so many websites onto the same server that everything slows down. And if your site takes forever to load, most people just leave. They don't wait around. That's why going with a company that's actually trusted, not just by beginners, but by big companies and professional bloggers, makes such a difference. One of the companies that's been consistently recommended for years and actually gets high ratings from sites like TechRadar and PCMag is Bluehost. They've been around for over 20 years, and they're officially recommended by WordPress, which is a huge deal since WordPress powers over 40% of all websites. That recommendation doesn't just get handed out. It means Bluehost servers are optimized to run WordPress sites smoothly, whether you're building a tiny blog or a full-on business site. But even if you're not using WordPress, Bluehost is still one of the most beginner-friendly options out there. They handle all the setup for you. They install WordPress automatically if you're using it, and their support team is available 24/7 in case anything ever goes wrong. And when your website is tied to your business or your income, knowing there's real support available when you need it, that's huge. That said, Bluehost isn't the only option. SiteGround is another host with a great reputation, especially if you're looking for fast loading speeds and top-tier customer support. They're a little more expensive than Bluehost, but some people think the extra speed is worth it. Then there's HostGator, which is one of the cheapest options out there. HostGator can work fine for simple websites, but if you want better long-term performance and support, Bluehost and SiteGround are usually safer bets. If you do decide to go with Bluehost, make sure to grab the coupon link down in the description, because that automatically applies a discount that saves you over 80% off their regular pricing. You don't even have to enter anything. Just click the link, and the lower price shows up automatically when you check out. It's an easy way to save some money, especially when you're just getting started and trying to keep your costs down. But no matter which host you choose, the important thing to remember is that hosting isn't just a place to store your website. It's part of the experience your visitors have. A slow or unreliable site makes you look unprofessional, even if your actual content is great. That's why choosing a host with a solid reputation, good support, and a strong track record is always worth it. If you want to follow along with me step by step as I build this site, I'll leave a link to my full tutorial down in the comments so you can see the whole process from start to finish. And don't forget to check out that Bluehost coupon link if you want to lock in that discount. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.